Hey there, welcome to Healthy TV episode number 78. I'm your host, Dr. John McPhee, and on today's episode, do you crack your own neck? The most common question I get at parties and social events when people find out I'm a chiropractor, they ask like, is that a bad thing that I crack my own neck? They do one of these things. And I'm gonna answer that question in a moment, but first thing is that, especially if that's something that you do, you definitely want to jump on the March Movement Challenge because I go through specifically how to move the neck in ways that will help to relieve the need to do that, that self-cracking, which I will tell you right now is not a healthy thing. It's not a good thing for your spine, and I'll tell you why. The reason why you have to do that or why you feel like you need to do that or you've developed the habit of cracking your own neck is because your brain is getting signals from parts of your neck where there's not healthy movement. It's not moving properly. So you imagine there's literally just the bones aren't moving properly, and there's all these sensors built in around the spine that's actually in the muscles and ligaments and tendons, joint capsules that are sending messages up to the brain, and your brain's expecting a certain quality and quantity of messages, and if those don't match up, it's kind of like alarm bells, and it starts to interpret that as there's a problem here. We need to move more, and that's actually the overwhelming message is we gotta move, we gotta move, we gotta move. And so if you do this crack thing, it's because you've developed a habit, probably back could be years ago, that gave you the relief, right? Because you feel that signal as tightness or tension or stiffness, and doing this will, in the short term, help to make you feel less tight or less stiff, right? Probably nodding your head. Now, I bet, and I'll ask the question, how long does it last? And probably it lasts for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then you feel like you got to do it again, right? And that's because almost certainly when you do that, we could self-crack, you're not addressing the part that's not moving. You're actually likely moving parts that are above that are already the compensating part of the movements. They're already moving too much. And what you're doing is reinforcing this unhealthy pattern of movement in the neck. So you're reinforcing that the parts that aren't moving, that they stay not moving, and then you're also reinforcing the parts that are moving too much. And that can lead to a lot of problems in the future, right? We certainly know that can, by not addressing the part that's not moving, that'll start to lead to some decay, right? The structures themselves, we know even after about 4 weeks, there's irreversible changes in the discs that sit between the spine and the joint capsules in the back. Those changes are microscopic, but they're objective changes. We see them under a microscope, and it's that accumulated over time, month after month, year after year, that leads to degenerative changes and osteoarthritis in the neck. And that's not a good thing, right? Because that's going to lead to you having less and less function, so you're going to be able to do less, right? And it's going to, of course, along that, you're going to at some point start to feel some pain, and it can lead to other problems in the shoulders and arms. So it's all bad news down the track. So this is an early indicator that you need to do something about it. The simplest thing that you can do on your own is to move your neck in the healthiest ways possible regularly. So that's why this month, the March Movement Challenge, we're moving the whole body, all the joints, in their healthy ways. It only takes about 10 minutes. The neck portion actually only takes about 60 seconds. So even if you only did that part, you'd be doing your body a whole lot of good. So jump on the challenge. That's going to give you the appropriate kind of lessons of how to move the body. In there, you just follow me. It's on a video. And I'd love to hear how it goes. If you notice that there's a reduction, if you don't have to do your own cracking of your neck as much, I definitely encourage you to stop doing that at all costs and just try and replace the habit with movement. So if you feel like you got to do that, just stand up, do the neck movements, side to side, over the head. You go through the whole video, and I'm quite confident that'll help. Now, it may not alleviate the whole problem. It's certainly not going to address any areas that are really not moving well because of maybe some long-standing immobility. And so in that case, you may need to get some further help. So just comment below. Let me know. We can always troubleshoot through a messenger and or set up a consultation where we can just chat over the phone, and I can let you know if I think I can help. All right, chat next week.